Okay, so the next conversation and the next question series is on discipline protocol. And very, very important that we just mentioned, and Jeff and I and you and all talked about this the other day. We said we're following the local school district discipline plan because it gets real wonky and goofy if you don't. But so if you want to kind of defer to that, but let me give you some theories and background behind it, just to give you some context. So our foundations of our discipline policy is built on Rudolf Dreikurs and Dr. Glasser. These are both Adlerian psychologists, and it's kind of logical consequences. Why do kids act out? We kind of spend some time with the teachers understanding that. One of the big things with all of that you're reading and all that we're part of here was we don't do the conditional reward. So name on the board, go to the prize box. Those are conditional rewards that are kind of you do this, you get that. Instead, we're looking for the intrinsic reward. So once that relationship is tight between teacher and scholar, then it's very nuanced, but Johnny, you're disappointing me today. And it becomes more of a nuanced training from our point of view, from a classroom management point of view. We've actually kind of broken down levels of infraction, toolbox, or like a tool belt that the teacher can use in the classroom, when they should send to the principal. All that's kind of behind the scenes, but the theory is we're following these Adlerian models as to why kids act out. We're big on all our values and virtues, responsibilities, don't accept excuses, on and on and on. Choices is a big thing with Glasser. Then behind that, the tactics, and I'm sure you have seen these, hopefully. A lot of teachers have. They've been around for a while. But Fred Jones and Harry Wong, and they just talk about tactics of teachers. In fact, we're finding that teachers out of teacher school, those don't have, this is what they're looking for. Structure, rules, praise, prompt, walk the room, some of the basics of good, strong teaching. So we go over the foundations of what we're looking to achieve, and then we go into some tactics. And then behind that, I have a full decision tree chart for these teachers to kind of say what they can do and how they can do it. The name on the board thing is a big issue in the beginning, especially for our younger teachers, because they're so used to that. And breaking that habit is not fun, but over time, it really, really makes it much more effective. And then how we make suspension expulsion decisions, how we train teachers on discipline plan. PD is a big part of letting them understand our philosophy behind relational discipline of relationships and the power of relationships. That's Adlerian, very Adlerian. And what are evidence that your methods of discipline will be effective with your anticipated student population. So I've got a white paper on all this, and it's actually going to be turned into a book that I'm going to try to sell, not just to our schools, but to public schools that want to figure out how we're doing it and why it's working. So all the research is there and the studies are behind it. But Rudolf Dreikurs and Glasser spent their entire lives in child development and in an application for a school setting, and they're Adlerian. So that's a good answer to that. And then legal potential consequences, student conduct. Again, we're mirroring the local school district, so whatever they're doing, we're doing. But typically part of that, and Jeff, you could clarify this one, is a appeal process to the governing board. So the governing board, if there's a parent that gets suspended or a child that gets kicked out, then they'd have an appeal process, and I think that's in there. But let's verify that. So and that would be the legal piece. So if we mirror this county district, and we have our foundations of what we're trying to achieve, and we have a game plan one by one, and we have a relief valve if a parent doesn't like the answer. All that should be kind of detailed in that process. So